Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new video. Now this is going to be a video going over exactly how to shift beliefs in your content to attract the top 1% perfect fit clients that want to work with you in your online coaching business. Now a lot of people, they don't know how to do this correctly. They focus on strategy, they focus on the hacks and the gimmicks, and if things don't work on that realm, they do other things to make up for it. They create low ticket offers, they lower their prices, they create secondary offers, they try to do group coaching, they try to do webinars, they try to do more email marketing. They do all of these things that is just masking the problem of really attracting your core perfect fit client by shifting those core beliefs that they have to be attracted to you and working only with you in your business, okay? Now I've got some notes that I've got on my computer here that is going to give you even more context on what I mean and how you can properly understand this to implement it. Now this isn't going to be a fancy video, so if you're here for all the fancy edits, then you can click off right now. But this is for people that already have an established coaching business, they're making money, but they don't have the business that they want yet. They don't have the dream business that they want, where they're basically a reality creator. That's what I call my clients that are reaching 20K a month consistently, that have freedom, that can do whatever they want when they want with amazing people. And if you want to reach that, if that sounds like something that you want, if you want to build your own reality, if you want freedom, you want a business that's making 20K a month profit every single month in your online coaching business, then this is for you, okay? So let's get right into things. So like I just said, most coaches, they focus on strategy. They focus on the content ecosystems and the perfect scripts and the trust building, or we're in a trust recession, we need to do this, we need to do that, we have to do all these ad funnels and all this crazy shit that really doesn't matter. Like, don't get me wrong, strategy is important, systems are important, but it's just supporting your current foundations and your current knowledge and just packaging it in a way for people to understand and get nurtured into your brand. But if your brand itself isn't strong, the strategy doesn't really matter, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to write down is most coaches, they focus on strategy and not on the core elements that build the coaching business, which is the brand, the messaging, the unique mechanisms, the perfect fit dream client you're trying to attract, your story, the pains and desires that you're trying to either push people away from or get them towards. Those are the things that really builds the coaching business, not the strategy, okay? The second thing is people don't buy actually coaching. They buy new strategies or faster ways to get to their goal, okay? So there's a lot of fitness coaches. I always love to bring this up. There's a lot of fitness coaches out there and they all pretty much doing the same thing. Lose 20 pounds, build, shred fat, build muscle, that type of thing. But what are you really trying to do? You're trying to get them to faster to a core outcome, whether that's feeling more confident, attracting women, feeling more purposeful, having drive, all of those things. It's the outcome of the body. It's not the body itself. Because some people already have the amazing body, but they still don't have the actual outcomes that they want from that amazing body. Feeling confident, all of those things, right? So basically, they're trying to buy new possibilities of reaching that certain outcome that they want, right? Let's say I want confidence or I want XYZ, right? I just want that certain outcome. I don't care how I get confidence. I don't care if I have to be fit. I don't care if I have to meditate. I just want this certain outcome, right? So when you really focus on the outcomes, the people, they don't really care about the method, right? One of my clients helps men overcome balding by just shaving it off, cutting it clean, and basically building themselves into a person that balding is so irrelevant, it doesn't even matter. They're striving for self-respect and confidence. That's their ultimate goal. They don't care how they get there. They don't care if they have to shave their head, if they have to go to the gym. They just want that certain outcome, okay? So basically, you're shifting their beliefs from this is the problem you have to this is a new way how you can reach the certain outcome and also overcome those problems. So basically, you have to shift their beliefs around the problems that they have in their life and give them a new, improved way that's your unique way of reaching that said thing. So that's the thing that you need to figure out. So you might have to listen to this portion again and again and again for you to understand this, but fitness coaching is the method and not the outcome. right? People always label themselves as a fitness coach. You're not a fitness coach. You're a confidence coach. You're a self-respect coach. You're a XYZ coach. You're an outcome coach. That's the thing that people are looking for. Not necessarily the body or the thing. They're looking for the outcome of reaching said thing, right? So you have to realize that people want certain outcomes, and your unique way of doing things is what's going to drag them to your brand and not someone else's. Third point, your content is like hypnosis. It either reinforces limitations or plants new belief patterns. So you're going to have a stance in your brand and your content. You're not going to be just this woo-woo person. You're going to have a stance. You're going to say, this is how it should be. And you're going to be confident and you're going to be loud about that. No one follows a brand that is vague, that doesn't have a stance, that isn't powerful. Okay, people want to follow leaders, they want to follow motivators, they want to follow authorities. So when you make a statement, make it loud and make it clear. This is who you stand for, this is not who you stand for. These are the limiting beliefs that you have, and these are the new beliefs that I'm going to give you by reinforcing my statement over and over again to you until it sticks. That's one of the things that you should do. And I'll be honest, like, I did some research before this video on metaphors that I can take to make my points even more clear, and this is one of them. Milton Erickson, the father of modern hypnotherapy, never told people what to do. He helped them discover new truths through stories. And you can do the same with your content and the way that you're presenting yourself online. You never tell people, this is what you do. You develop their stories so they can process the information and come up to conclusions themselves and reach kind of these aha, wow moments. Another thing that kind of relates to that is when you know your client's problems from A to Z, every single element of it, and you explain it to them, they will feel like they're being heard. And when you present a new solution for them, a new kind of belief that you can inject in their minds, they will have that trust because you understand their whole situation. And that's why it's important to build in stories, your story, so they feel like they're being heard, that they understand what you are, so they feel like you understand their problems. When people watch your content and they're like, holy shit, this guy or girl understands my problems more than I do, there's this immense level of bond and trust that's being built. And when you inject them with your new way of doing things, your new beliefs, their mindset will shift and they will trust you. And that's what you're trying to build. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand that. Exactly. So basically, your content is a new pair of glasses. I got another metaphor here. It's like putting on those what do they call them? Rose-colored glasses, where people see things in a new light. They're in this new world, this new kind of thing that you've created when you give them those new beliefs, okay? So I want to tell you 3 kind of core belief shifting methods that you can use, because there's different types of belief shifting content and phrases and things that you can do that can get them to shift their perspective, okay? The first one is self-belief. When you motivate people, when you give them the lens that, their problems can be overcome and things do have, steps that can be followed, that can be recreated for them to also follow and get the same outcome, it develops a self-belief, right? I can do this too. Help them see that they're capable of change, they're capable of growth, they're capable of self-development. Shift the I'm not ready mindset, I don't think this is going to work for me mindset to this is who I need to become to say yes. So for example, when someone wants to lose weight and they feel like it's impossible, if you share your story of how you were in their same position and there was this one key thing that you had to shift in your mindset in order for you to take action, all of a sudden they start having this self-belief. They're like, wait a second, so he or she was in the same position I was in, but they did this certain thing, a certain method that shifted their mindset to be able to do the exact same thing that I want. I think I can do the same. It doesn't sound too hard. If this person can do it, I can do it too. That's also what testimonials and stuff like that also builds that self-belief that they can do it too if they trust you and trust your method, okay? Speaking of method, the second one is the method belief, okay? This approach works. So this is kind of the new / old way kind of thing that people talk about. It's like, educate why your specific way of doing things is effective and why other people's way of doing things is not as effective because of X, Y, Z reasons, and why it relates to your certain ethos and your way of life. For example, for me, I want to run a business that is pretty lean, that builds a lot of freedom, that allows me to be self-expressive, that doesn't have too much of a hustle mentality. I want to have a freedom-led business. I want to build my own reality. That's why I call my clients the reality creators. So that's a new way of doing things. That's a new shift in their perspective. So the core shift you need to write down is the second one, method belief, right? Nothing has worked. Now I understand why this method will. So, for example, with my content, I talk about that strategy doesn't really matter, that shifting beliefs is the most important thing. Because people might have tried webinars, they might have tried VSLs, they might have tried ads, they might have tried organic, all of these things, and it didn't work for them. And they're like, why the hell did this not work for me? Oh, well, Jay's speaking about shifting beliefs, and that's the core thing that everyone is missing on why they can't attract their dream clients. Let me listen to Jay. Oh, look, there's a client testimonial of his client that also said shifting beliefs was the most powerful thing that shaped the coaching business. This seems to have essence. I'm going to trust Jay. I want to work with him. And the same thing is going to go with you, right? Whether you're in the fitness industry and you're like, everyone is preaching to eat X amount of calories, but I just find that wasn't sustainable for bulking. This is my new method that doesn't require as much calories, but it's going to get you better results, XYZ, for XYZ reasons, right? So it's shifting their beliefs, giving them a new outcome, okay? Third one is coach belief, okay? You're the only coach that can help me in my unique situation. So when you share your story, you share your struggles, you share your life essence, like who you are as a person, right? Your values, morals, etc. They will have that unique bond to you and you only because they trust you the most on a personal level, okay? So the shift is from, oh, you're just another coach online, or you're just another this person online, whatever. You just fit in with everyone else, to actually you're completely different than everyone else, and that's why I want to work exclusively with you. So those are the 3 different belief shifts that you need to focus on. Self-belief, giving them the motivation that they can do it too. Method belief, selling them on your unique way of doing things. And coach belief, which is you have to build the belief in them that you're the only coach that can help them because of your unique life story that relates to them as well, okay? Like I said, use testimonials, use client stories to even like build this further. And also, this is just like the 3 core ways. Underneath these 3 core ways, there's a lot of different subcategories. For example, with method belief, like your unique way of doing things, that comes your ideas, unique frameworks, all of those things that goes under the method. Coach belief, that's your story, all sorts of stuff like that. Your favorite football team, the personal side of things. Self-belief is the way you motivate people, how you get people started, your authority, your leadership. So many things goes into this. But the final thought I wanted to give you guys before ending this video is you're not a coach or a content creator or an influencer. You're someone that rewires people's beliefs. That's the thing. You're a belief shifter. You're a reality creator. You're someone that is building a new reality for people that are watching your content to ultimately get attracted to working exclusively with you. I hope this video was valuable. I hope it shifted your beliefs around what you're doing as a coach. If you want to work with Creatr.One and the crew, DM me the word one on Instagram or book a call below. I would love to speak to you guys. And other than that, have an amazing day. Peace.